Now we have another great session. We have another great discussion. The speaker will turn the spotlight on successful women entrepreneurs. How many women do we have in the room? Put your hands up. Great, a big round of applause. Men, you always get the praise. So for the women, this session is close to my heart. To all the women entrepreneurs, we have gone against all odds and carved space in the worlds of healthcare. We have Dr. Pyn Lim, CEO and founder of European College of Aesthetic Medicine and Surgery. And she will be elaborating on the topic of InnovateHER, inspiring women entrepreneurs in healthcare. A big round of applause.
Thank you. Now, first, I need to make the correction. I'm not a doctor. Yeah. I would like to say good afternoon and thank you for taking the. I didn't realize the spotlight is actually so bright. I can't see most of you guys, which is good. My name is Pyn, and I'm from Singapore originally, but I'm based in Ireland, Dublin. So I'm actually going to use my glasses because I can't even see the words. All right, firstly, I want to take the opportunity to thank IFAH for inviting me to give a talk. And even though it was very last minute because it was only last week, then they asked me if I want to do the talk during this time when I come for the awards. And I said, yeah, why not? Because every time I do the talk about I teach doctors how they can run their clinic more successfully. And I said, so why not? And when I saw the topic, then I realized, oh my God, are you serious? You want me to talk about how to inspire female entrepreneur? And I started to get all this negative my self-awareness, as in all the negative response start coming up saying that, am I sure? Can I really inspire anybody? And, what should I talk? And then when I look at the time slot that they give me, it's like half an hour. I said, half an hour, what am I going to talk about? How am I going to motivate people? So anyway, I spoke to a few of my colleagues and they said that, yeah, you have been doing such a great job. So talk about your life story, talk about what you have done so far. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to tell you my own personal experience. And I'm basically my main focus is actually in aesthetic industry. So a lot of you guys, when you talk about all your healthcare, I feel a little bit oh my God, I'm actually helping very healthy patient walking into the clinic, but wanted to put under the operating table. So it's a total different mindset, total different target groups. My patients is actually very, very demanding because the fact that it is optional. So therefore, they come in with a lot of demands. They require service. So medical doctors, when we train them, we actually need to change their mindset and actually try to let them understand what is servicing. So let me give you a little bit of a background, all right, of myself. So if I can figure out how I make. Is that? Oh, okay. There you go. So now I'm the founder and CEO of European College of Aesthetic Medicine and Surgery for over 12 years. And during this period, the college qualifications have become the most widely taught global certification standards and have certified more than 1,200 doctors and surgeons in over 70 countries. So I'm also a founder and CEO of an aesthetic clinic between 2006 and 2017, which I have built from zero and all the way to multi-million business. And for more than 27 years of international experience in business operation in pharmaceutical, aesthetic practice, and education industry. And I have an internationally diverse background with strong strategic leaderships, business development, digital marketing, and internal partner management skills. So with that in mind, what I'm going to do is that, I'm just going through the slides as I'm not very familiar with this topic itself. So the next slide, sorry. All right, let me talk about challenges. What are the female entrepreneurs that we mostly faced? So I'm going to talk about the challenges, and then I'm going to go on by talking about what are the key ingredients based on my experience it should be. So for example, for a woman in a as a female entrepreneur in the healthcare industry, I think we have to play multiple roles, regardless whether we are entrepreneur or not. And we still have to be a mother, we have to be a wife, a girlfriend, a partner, a cleaner, and then in some countries, a lot of Europeans, I think, if you're living in Europe, you realize that you have to be a cleaner, you have to be a cook, you have to be a laundry lady, you have to do everything, you have to be a carer, you have to be a mistress, apply appropriately. So there's so many roles that on top of running your own business, you still have to, when you go back home, you have to 24 hours, almost every time, you have to do everything. And also, the next challenge that we have is that there's a lot of stereotyping and a lot of stigma that is actually putting behind as a woman. Is that we got to be strong, but yet we need to be soft. We have to be fun, but we need to be serious when we become a female entrepreneur. We need to dress appropriately, especially for aesthetic industry, but conservative and not slutty. And we have to be wise, but better not look too old. And we need to be very opinionated, but not too much. We have to be ladylike, but don't be too emotional. I hope, am I getting some nodding head here? Yeah? And we need to be a leader, but we cannot be too bossy, right? And we have to be decisive, but we cannot be impulsive. We have to be friendly, but no, not too friendly, okay? And if you travel too much, you are actually neglecting your family. And especially in my industry, if we don't look well, they will say, why do you look like this and you're trying to fix my face? Okay, so there's a lot of stigma behind and all these challenges that we actually meet. Sorry. Okay, and also, sometimes I felt that they also don't take us that seriously. So they presume that the success is actually based on your family help, or it could be your husband help. For example, my ex-husband, he's a doctor, so by the minute when I say that, oh, I have my clinic, and they will say that, oh, your husband have it. It doesn't belong to me. And also, especially in a male-dominating industry, earning respect is actually really a real struggle. So to make matter even worse and more challenging for us is that when you have to deal with different ethnicity, in different culture, I think there's a lot of doctors that actually live in different countries. For example, in India, and then you are living in LA or you're living in UK. I think especially when there's no support systems around it, so it's even more challenging for a female entrepreneur. Sorry, this thing is kept moving by itself. So now I think the very first thing that I'm going to move on for the key ingredient is that the very first thing for a female entrepreneur, I think we have to keep learning, keep updating ourselves to make sure that we are actually ahead to be open to new stuff. Sorry, I'm just going to try to understand where am I because it's jumping. My slide is actually jumping all over the place. One of the things that I saw in a lot of, especially for when we are running my business, a lot of more senior, I think just now the previous discussion was also said, more senior doctors, when they think that they know it all, they refuse to learn, and therefore they are less forward-thinking, so they are less open to expansions. So therefore, that's why sometimes the company become kind of stagnant and not moving forward. So that's why keep learning is one of the key ingredients. And minimize negativity. So positive thinking is actually very important because you have so many noises out there as a female entrepreneur. You'll be struggling between, oh, maybe I should just stay at home. Maybe I should just do less and spend more time with the family. So that actually hold us back and not actually moving us forward. Now, the next thing is that I think don't minimize your dream or don't compromise your dream. Dream big. Dream as big as you can. Dream the impossible. And because when you dream 1,000%, maybe what you get is actually 500%, which is actually good enough. So, and the next things is network. I think one of the fear that a lot of women or a lot of entrepreneurs do is that we kind of tend to, because we're so focused in doing what we are doing, so we actually stop networking, and we only talk to certain set of people that we thought that maybe they might be able to help us. But then I think the main key thing is to actually network, build a large and successful business. You cannot do it alone. So you need to get over your fear of rejection and network like it is your hobby. The amount of collaboration and connection that can be gained by large, close network is invaluable. Now, having said that, since morning I've been sitting down, observing you guys, and I find that there's actually a lot of, there's only interaction during the Q&A. So I just, maybe we should just relax a little bit. Can I get everybody to stand up, please? Can we have everybody stand up? All right, now I want we're going to have a little game. Find the person in the room, maybe turn behind, turn to the back, face the person behind you, and I want you to ask them what is their name, where they are from, what they do for living, one thing unique about them, okay, which you have observed during the conversation, and what was the most exciting things they have done. So go on, come on. Go on. You have 3 minutes. Everybody know everybody now? Very good. Make sure you ask them the most exciting thing they have done in the past 6 months. Yeah? You have done? So can I get one of you? Can I have you? I'm going to go down. All right. So now you guys having too much networking time, isn't it? Are you making good friends now? Do you have new friends? Good? Do you know each other now? Yeah? All right, now I'm just going to pick one of you to make sure that you do your homework. Now you tell me your new friend name.
She's Manisha.
Okay, and where is she from?
She's from Hong Kong, I think.
Where is she from?
She was, before she was staying in Nepal, and now I think in Hong Kong. Hong Kong.
Oh, okay. Very good. And what does she do for living?
What?
What does she do for living?
She's a skin specialist. Skin.
Oh, very good. See? Now you know each other. All right. So how about you? Who's your new friend?
So Dr. Abdullah is my friend. He is from Saudi. He is a physician and is a business leader. One of the unique things which he has been doing, he has been raising a beautiful family. And the most exciting thing which he has done in the past 6 months, he has been working on doctorate in business leadership.
Okay. Very good. Anybody else want to share?
Hi, it's a wonderful experience. I met Dr. Kapil here, and we are neighbors. So this is I just got to know, and we are almost in the same profession.
Okay.
Nice.
Very
Thank
good,
you.
very good. All right. Thank you, everyone. So everybody has a new friend now? Now nobody wants to sit down. They're too excited about their new friends. Have you exchanged your name card and everything? So this sets you apart. When you network, when you start networking, you realize the person sitting next to you might be your new collaborations coming up, right? Did everybody know each other now? You have a great time knowing them? Have we break the ice? Thank you so much. Okay, so now I'm still trying to struggle with this thing. Okay, now the next last key ingredient that I wanted to share is, I think that this topic is actually a lot of, I hear a lot of you guys actually has already kind of touched base on it too. It's about we think, we feel, and we act. Now, because this is how we actually, human beings, work, is that all the actions and behavior comes from how we feel. And that comes from the words and the pictures that we have in our head. So we think in words and we think in pictures. So look at we have to look after the words that we actually have in our heads. And because whatever that we plant in our heads, that seeds is going to be nourished and it's going to be grow. So that is why we need to be very, very careful about our thoughts. Actually, I'm not sure whether am I making making any sense or making my points. Let me give you a few examples. Okay, so if you want your customer or your employee or your children to act differently, you should always choose to work from, let me see, this is a pointer. So, no. I want to move back, okay. Oh. So is this a pointer? Yeah. Oh, okay. So where's the pointer? Is there a pointer? Where? Do I? How do I point it? Like I want to point on here. Oh, there's no pointer in here. Okay, all right. I'm going to use my hand then. Okay, sorry. Okay. Now, where am I? So, yeah. If you want your children or your employee or your customers to act a certain way, you need to work from this space here, which is the thought part. No. Sorry. Nope. Okay. No. This is not. I'm pressing this one, but it's not going back. Okay. No, it's not going back. Yeah. No. It's not going backward though. Okay, now there you go. I'm not pressing anything, but it's jumping. Is anybody pressing for me? Because I'm not pressing anything, but it keeps jumping. Okay, I want to move forward. Okay. Now this side. Nope. Okay. All right. We'll just leave it on this side first, and I'm not going to touch this thing. Okay. So, so for example, I can start by saying that now you guys start being positive. Or like for example, the previous sessions, you're saying that how can we actually train those older generation or the older consultants to actually change their behavior. So if you actually, most of the time we work from here, which is the act part, what happened is that the behavior they become more compliances, which means, say for example, I said, now go on, you need to be more innovative now. Go and learn your new iPhone. Go and learn the new apps. But the problem is that when you said that, say for example, it's the same thing when you were actually saying it to a kids, your child. You said that go and tidy your room. So tell me, how many times did they actually listen to you when you tell your kids, please go and tidy your room, please go and tidy your room, right? So it hardly happens because we are actually, every time when we say that do something, you are actually doing from this part here. And then when we are actually saying that, so many times we say that we need to go to the gym, we need to be healthy, we need to eat right, we need to do this, we need to do that. But rarely it always happens. But if we can actually change the picture in our head by starting from here, what happens is that we become more motivated. So this change areas here drive sustainability and it drives more meaningful change, and it becomes more committed. So let me give you another example. Say, for example, two persons, two companies, they have exactly the same sets of companies, they have exactly the same sets of product, they're selling exactly the same market share, same distribution, same country. In fact, maybe they are just side by side with each other. One is that the leaders is actually much more committed because he says that my company has to succeed, my business has to succeed, because if my business succeeds, I can drive a bigger car and I can be independent. So the picture in his head is actually this one. This is business number one. So he's actually being motivated by what they are seeking to achieve. However, the second leader of the same exact company says that my business has to succeed because if it doesn't succeed, I will go bankrupt, I will be downgraded, I might lose my job, a lot of people will be affected. So what they are motivated is they are seeking to avoid. So when you have this exact same company, but two different mindsets of leadership, what happens is that leadership number one drive transformations business because they are more daring to take risk. Whereas this business become more transactional. So what they are doing is they are just selling products. They are just selling and they are not connecting. And let me give you another example. I was in a bar one day, and I spoke to a guy, and I asked him, what do you do? And he says that, he didn't say I'm a fireman, but he says that I actually change people's life. And I move people, I actually serve the community. And so I was like, so what exactly do you do? So he says that he's a fireman. So in his mindset, he go on to work every day, not as a fireman, but as a person that actually changes life and also serve the community so that the community have a much safer place to live in. So you have a set of people, say, imagine if all your actually employee actually have that mindset. Say, for example, in my company, I have a lot of course coordinator which needs to coordinate the courses for me. But I don't define them with a title like you are a course coordinator or you are a course director. But rather, I would say that, look, you are helping doctors to have their life easier when they actually register for the course. So make it as easy as possible because they are so busy at work. So when you actually put a value in their job scope or in what they are actually trying to achieve, they actually feel much more motivated to do stuff. So, for example, if you walk into a bar and someone tell you, I'm in the business of saving life, and you say, oh, are you a doctor? He said, no, I'm an accountant. So you said, how did you actually really save people's life as an accountant? And he said, I work for a hospital, and every day I go in, I look at facts and figures, and based on the calculation, I see how many lives I have to save that day. I deploy results accordingly, and I go for maximum number. So with this mindset of an accountant, it's better to sit next to someone that say that I'm an accountant, and in my company, I actually try to save costs and try to cut expenses. So those, when they are actually acting from the X space, which is the last, our behavior change. We do different things. So the important point is to define ourselves, not to wish what we sell. It's that we have to actually sell what the customers value. Say, for example, if you buy a bank, if you go get a financing, put your money in a bank, what exactly actually are you doing? You wanted to have a freedom, right? For someone to actually put your money in the bank, you wanted to have a choice of your finances. You want to have a good night's sleep. But on the other hand, most of the bank, what they do is that they actually sell, when they are selling you, they're actually selling revenue, margin, product shares, what you can earn out from that. They define themselves what they wish to sell rather than what the customer values. So I think my point is that a lot of times when it's the same thing in the aesthetic industry. I'm not so sure about the other industry because for aesthetic industry, a lot of times, what I always tell the doctors is that instead of selling a facelift, and a facelift, you should be more selling what the patients value. Patient value a lower downtime. They don't want to be wrapped up and costs like one of the lady that is actually owned the spa. Wellness is actually very important. So you want to sell recovery, quick recovery very fast. So always think of how you can connect to your end result, to your customers, what they value the most. So in that way, you can actually, and if the whole team actually think towards the same directions, you can actually drive transformations, and that's when your business can actually grow. And I think very often, I think for female entrepreneur, for us, because there is so many things we need to do at one go, so sometimes we become very figures oriented. We kind of just want to, okay, we need to push our margin by 20% next year. So then we started to think of, okay, how can we do that? And rather than you sit down and think, okay, now look, I'm in a college training doctors, but hardly did I say that I train doctors. Most of the times, I always define my business as we are raising the aesthetic standards so that to increase patients' safety and to bring this knowledge to the doctors so that they can actually translate that and give a safety, a much more safe approach to the patients, and patients can actually go back, have a effortless, flawless look and healthier version of themselves. And I think, I'm not sure whether do I make sense, because I feel that now I'm hearing myself, sometimes I think I don't even understand. I don't know whether you get it. But I'm going to show you this video. I believe a lot of you guys might have seen this already, but I think it is so good. Can we play it? No. Can we play this video?
Cup of coffee. Well, a couple years ago, I was traveling when my schedule worked out on Christmas Eve. I thought the airport was going to be a zoo, so I got there a couple hours early. It wasn't crowded at all, so for me, that means coffee. So I get down into my terminal, Terminal D, and I see the green sign, and when I travel...
Not moving. Have you all seen, how many of you have seen this video before? 1, 2. Okay, I think if it's not, is it going to work? So basically this guy, he was actually going back home on a Christmas Day in Minneapolis airport. And so when he was there, he decided to get a cup of coffee. So in the cafe, this lady came up and very, very happy, very bubbly, started to ask him what did he want, what did he do, and asked him all the questions and the conversations. That he enjoyed the conversation so much that he thought, hold on a second, when this woman on Christmas Day, which she can be in better place in any, she can be in any other place better than just in the cafe serving coffee. And yet she's actually so happy and so lively and talking to all the customers. So he went back and asked the lady, saying that, why are you so happy? Why are you smiling when you can be in other places at this point of time? So the lady is like, answer back and say, I'm not selling coffee. I'm not serving you coffee. I'm serving happiness. So with that mindset that she has, it totally changed the way she behaved and the way she served the patients, she served the customers. So in the same context, just like, for example, in the aesthetic industry, when I always tell the doctors, be very empathy, because sometimes when you are talking to the patients, you are actually not talking to them like as if they wake up one day and they said, look, I want to have my breast done. No, sometimes these people take them 10 years to consider they wanted to get the breast done. So when you actually change your mindset and have a picture in your head, this is what you can do to help your patients. Your approach and your thoughts and your words come out differently. So that's why you actually drive transformations, and your business, that's how you can actually grow and sustain in the business and grow your business together with a team. So go and do a search on this. It's under Goldcast. So it's actually very interesting. I like them. So this is my contact details. So feel free to contact me if you need to. So, and also I strongly believe that, especially for anybody, not just female or male, as long as you are in the business industry, teamwork is very important. So don't lose yourself in fame, and be grateful, and success will fall into places. Thank you. I think now is it questions time, or is it? Yeah. Yes.
Thank you very much, Pyn Lim, for this talk, Guillaume Bellegarde. I have just one big question. Recent studies have shown that companies managed by women were doing much better than those managed by men. Do you have any idea why?
Well, I think because women can multitask, and women can do a lot of things. I think as a woman, I feel that because we have a lot of empathy and patience, because we deal with that with our own children all the time. And because we have so many things that we need to do within such a short time frame, so we need to be very focused. Yes. Okay.
Allow me, sir, to answer on her behalf. There are 4 things that women have genetically which is better than men. 1, they are emotionally far better balanced than men are. Okay?
Yes, that's right.
Secondly, they work more harder than men do, because that is how they are genetically brought up. From when they get up till they sleep, they are always engaged in something. That is how they have been brought up. So they are much more hardworking than men are. I don't say that men are not hardworking, but mostly you see women, they are always working on certain things.
100%.
They don't laze around anywhere. Second, I find them more responsible. That is how a mother has been produced. That is why they are called mothers. And that as a quality is there in women. So they are always caring and also very responsible. That is something which is very, very needed in any kind of leader, that you are responsible not only towards your entrepreneurial goal, but also towards employees and people. So that is what makes them better leader. And lastly, but not least, they're always solution oriented. Men will crib about, oh, why this is not happening, you should do this, why not this? But a woman is always trying to find out a solution on how this can be done, because even at home, when they are mothers, sisters, daughters, they are always trying to find out how we can manage the situation better. These are few qualities which make women better entrepreneurs, better leaders than men are. Men also have their own qualities.
That's right. That's right.
Men also have their own qualities, but when the question was asked, what makes women better leaders and better entrepreneurs, this is what I think is an answer.
Yeah, that's right. That's right, women, we should come out more, and I think the world will be better. We should lead.
My question was actually not a negative one. It was just to promote, to see what were the qualities that were required. So there was no criticism on my side, not to be.
Oh, yeah. All right, another one more? Yeah.
I think he covered almost all the answers. But being a woman, it's not easy. And I personally believe and strongly believe that the reason behind of any successful woman is just her hard work and plus her husband's support. And if she's a mother, then obviously her child contribution. So what challenges you faced as a mother or maybe as a wife during your entrepreneurship of your journey, and how did you overcome this?
Well, I mean, for me, it's like, I feel that I always tell, sometimes my faculty, they will call me up, they say that, Pyn, I don't have time. And I said, how many hours do you sleep yesterday? And he said that, 4 hours. I said, okay, then don't sleep for 2 hours. You can sleep later. No, I think my point is that, I think for women, we have to, I mean, regardless what happened, we have to do all the basic things. you know, we have to prepare the kids, we have to do this, we have to do that, we come back, we have to do laundry, we have to put the kids back to school, to sleep, and or if we are single, we have to clean the house, we have to do this, we have to do that, pump, pump, pump. So we become very efficient, and I think that's the reason why you say we are so solution-oriented, because we have no time for nonsense. Just go to the meeting, 20 minutes, tell me what you are doing, action plan, do this, do that, and you know, and sometimes if a meetings go on and on and on and there's no action, and I think it's really completely wasting of time. So to me, when I go in any meetings, I always make sure I end up coming out of the meeting with a list of action, who do what next. And I think, as you said, is it too much? I don't think so. I think it's actually a drive, it's an adrenaline to help us, push us to become better, push us to do what is impossible for men. That's very true. That's very true. We don't need men. All right, thank you.